8 out of 10. But
I'll work on it.
We continually strive to look our best because these players are continually striving to play their best when it comes to World of Tanks. The countdown has begun for CYA versus Wreak Havoc. We saw these teams in qualifier number 1, but only one is going to continue in qualifier number 2. Brando, what do we have for tanks?
For tanks, Pershing, T69, and 3 1390s. On the other side, CYA is bringing a Pershing and T69 and 3 1390s.
Mirror matchup.
See who can do it better.
Exactly. As a reminder, guys, follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/WGLNA. You're already on twitch.tv/WGLNA. Hit the follow button. Also on Facebook.com/WGLNA. Our social media man, Dan Actually Shakes Morris, is handling all of our social media. He's also given out all sorts of goodies as well. We appreciate his efforts. He makes the league look good. Make sure people are tuning in.
Shots fired against Westbound. And that's got to be Call Me PJ.
Westbound, the only tank that's spotted on steps so far.
He needs to get out before he gets done.
Got to check himself before he wrecks himself. CYA, all Russian team. Lost to Refuse to Die. Wreak Havoc, 3rd place in Season 1 of the WGLNA. Defeated Simple Tankers in the 3rd, 4th place match. Season 2, they got knocked down to relegation.
And they've seen some serious changes in their roster from what they used to have, losing, I think, probably a few key members. And now they're just trying to rebuild and get used to each other again, just get back up to that level they once were at. They used to have Callus, who is by some given responsibility for beating Fnatic, actually calling that battle.
Callus now the leader of CYA.
Yeah, and we have high expectations out of CYA for this next season.
I got to watch him a little bit when he was commanding his troops when we had him at the studio for a little while to just get to know him, some of the other captains. And he was very gung-ho when he was commanding his tank battalion. It was really cool to see and to listen to.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he's going to bring that same fire and directiveness in the Gold League.
A good commander just makes a team so much better.
Oh yeah.
But you also need your players to be of that level. They have to be talented enough. And between the two of you, commander, good players, everything just comes together. That's what makes a top team.
Commander's got to have good leadership skills because attitude reflects leadership.
And your whole team is a reflection of your commander. If you're not on that day, your whole team's going to be way off. If you're on the ball that day, it just raises everyone up so much.
Wreak Havoc lost to Nuck in qualifier number 1. If they win this series against CYA, they're looking for a vengeance match against Nuck tomorrow in the round of 8.
Well, they're going to have to come through this kind of a team first. Wreak Havoc we have high expectations for them this qualifier. Now, nothing big on steps the first battle of the day. I think that's going to be how it is all day. No team's really bringing any bold strategies yet. Nothing I've heard has been all that crazy out the window, kind of stuff to catch your opponent off guard. Just a little bit of interesting scouting from CYA. They've decided at the beginning of the match, and now they're going to try and take their opponent's side of the map in the north, and that could actually lead to us seeing some cap pressure.
Oh, I like the position of CYA next to the rocks, but they have no scouting available for them to try to pinpoint any tanks from Wreak Havoc.
Yeah, Wreak Havoc has this big open area right on the other side of the hills in the east, and they have control of that. Approaching it as CYA right now is rather foolish. If you were to try and go up to there without proper cover fire to keep your opponent's heads down, it's probably going to result in a dead tier 8 tank. They're going to have to try and do something else to try and get ground right now. But it looks like Wreak Havoc is already one step ahead of them. They've already got a tank across the hills into their opponent's southern portion of the map. And with that, we could see a T1 from CYA go down in just a minute.
Well, Romstar fires and then falls back.
Oh!
And CYA is the one that gets the first blood against who?
Unknown one.
T1.
He got a little bit aggressive there, decided I'm going to move up. Unfortunately, there was someone laying in wait. There was someone already in a bush. I think that was, who was that? Jet Pod, and then I guess maybe Good Russian was probably covering him, and who picked up the kill, but it's Valdemaris actually picking up that T1
And
kill.
the Pershing shot got it. Crazy hot hole in the T1 up perched in the mountains. Can oversee a lot of movement coming from the east, but they're not close enough for anything to happen. And now Wreak Havoc is resetting close to the 5-minute mark, heading up to the north.
Yeah, I guess they're going to pull out of the southeast knowing they've lost a tank down there. They're going to maybe switch it up, try and... I guess this is kind of maybe a draw tactic from Wreak Havoc, or maybe they're just going to try and catch some tanks they know might be in the north.
If I'm in Wreak Havoc's mind, which I'm not, and if I was, I would tell you guys all their secrets. Or would I? No, it's terrible. Terrible thing.
You gotta keep secrets.
Yeah, you gotta keep secrets.
There's so many things I know about Call Me Sarge. I used to be in a clan with him.
Yeah.
I used to know, we used to practice against each other. I know all the little tricks to mess with him.
Secrets give you power. I do. Anyways, if Wreak Havoc's going, hey, they think we're in the east, let's move, let's shift our entire position to the west, move it down, and catch them off guard, that would allow them to get one tank, maybe a tank and a half, before the surprise is over with. Depending on how committed CYA is to scanning the eastern bloc, taking a look at good Russian. No, he's looking towards the north on the west side. Vladimarus is looking towards the east. But no, again, moving into dangerous fire, not knowing where your opponents are. It's part of warfare. It's part of tanks.
You gotta try and make the perfect moves. There is generally a move that is right. You just have to understand that it's not off limits sometimes. There are positions and routes to take that at one point in a battle are complete suicide. But later, when everyone is kind of spread out and moved away from certain positions, especially in team battles, 742 where there's only 7 guys on the field.
Yes.
After some T1s go down, there's previous scout routes that would have been complete madness.
I would have liked one of the T1s moving down the No Man's Road from Wreak Havoc to try to cut the scouting in half. Or find out where some of the tanks are from CYA. Well, it looks like there's some pattern differences here from CYA looking towards Wreak Havoc now.
It looks like they've spotted Squirrel Tech and Call Me PJ in the west. With that, they're going to be able to shift to defend against this attack. Wreak Havoc, their cover is blown. They're not going to be able to do anything like what they were hoping to. And now their entire attack is going to have to pull back and find a different direction.
Got shut down. Romstar moving up with Good Russian. Good Russian was the close one. He was the one that did get scouted at first, I believe. The West Band pushes up, but this is not going to be a commitment from Wreak Havoc. They're going to fall back a bit. And we're at 2 minutes and 30 seconds. If an engagement doesn't happen soon, this is going to be a draw. Draw scenario on steps is not a huge surprise. Shots coming from Valdemarus, 1980. I believe it's blind fire since no one is scouted yet.
Yep. Where's it going off to?
He was heading towards, let's take a look at which way he's looking. I was heading towards the Dorito Rocks, towards the west.
Okay.
Well, where the Dorito Rocks used to be.
Yeah, smart shots, but unfortunately I don't think anybody's really there anymore. It's Call Me PJ is in the area, but he didn't take a shell for it.
No, he was not aiming that far north. Well, the Maros is a little bit too south for that to happen. Minute 53.
It looks like Wreak Havoc's not going to be able to get anything done. CYA not going to be able to get anything done. It turned from a west versus east into a north versus south. Really odd, though, for steps. Both of these teams not quite willing to...
They're really avoiding the East Valley. North and South teams in the qualifiers are avoiding this East Valley a lot.
Well, Wreak Havoc went all the way up into it. They just played around that East Valley for a bit, decided, you know what, we can't make an attack through this, especially after losing Unknown One. They just backed out and left it.
Yep.
We're not seeing any real fights in the East Valley, though. That would be fun, but I don't think either team is really willing to risk it.
Teams of the South still feel at a disadvantage approaching the East Valley, even though there have been some changes.
I think you just have to play it differently. You're not at a huge disadvantage, it's just you have to understand that there's more to the East Valley than that whole side of the hill. If you meet your opponent there, remember you can go to the other side of the hill, and that's a whole lane of cover that you can just go along, jump up on, and then you have a flank. Fnatic did it. I don't remember against, maybe it was it Upstorm? No, I don't remember exactly who it was up against, but they just put some tanks in the east, held them there, and then threw 1390s around the western side of that hill and turned it into a beautiful flank.
Still one of my favorite plays out of Fnatic. Call Me PJ takes a shot. 30 minutes on the clock as CYA is going to try to make something happen. Not going to be enough. West, bam, man, gets unloaded upon. 400 damage in that volley. Call Me PJ almost falls.
PJ is just getting messed up. That perching turret not really working for him today.
Oh, West Bam cutting across from the road. Oh, squirrel tag season. And 5 seconds left. No tanks are going to be, well, one tank is destroyed, but no more tanks are going to be destroyed after that, and that's going to be a draw on steps between these two teams. The utilization of the West in comparison to the East, I liked what Wreak Havoc was trying to accomplish. However, CYA had an inkling that there could be something happening on the West, and because of the T69's position, let me double check who that was. Good Russian. Nice name. But because of his position, he was able to scout first any of those tanks moving into that area. And because of that, it pretty much stopped Wreak Havoc in their tracks. So after that strategy got thrown out, it became a standstill game. And that's why we have a draw.
And just unfortunately, teams not being as prepared as I thought maybe they would on steps. You know, when you know what the map of the day is, Clutch, you think that maybe you're going to prep a perfect strat. You get to line everything up. You know it's going to be first. This is important. You have to start off the series on the right foot. You can't start off on an awkward setting, or you can't start off on a loss. You need to guarantee you're going to get that win. And it looks like everyone, in order to try and get that win, is going to go for instead, I guess, a safer, more conventional strat.
A lot of safeties being played tonight. Kind of the theme tonight is that safety net, that safety approach, that safety tactical execution. It's understandable, but safety does not win tournaments. You can play in a certain parameter, right? Like, listen, we're not going to go outside this fundamental. We're not going to go outside this type of movement on the map because it's suicidal or there's no advantage whatsoever. Completely understandable. But you've got to look at a certain approach, saying, hey, we're going to go west, and we're going to go west, and the 1390s are going to lead, and then they're going to fan out once you reach this position, and we're going to send one of the T1's road, or maybe another 1390, and once he's scouted, that's when we know we're going to push further. It's really, really small windows for these teams, these players, to execute, and they don't have to initially kill tanks. It's a couple shots, they fall back. A couple more shots come in from the No Man's Road, they fall back, and then they can reset again and move up to the East Valley and play it for a longer game. There's still a lot more options that these teams can bring to the table, but we are in the qualifiers, and this is what's going to separate the amateurs from the pros. Battle number 2 is going to take place on mines. Randall, what do we have for tanks?
For tanks, I'm looking at two T69s, 3 1390s against 2 T32s and 3 1390s. Very similar lineups. We've got Burst on one side for Wreak Havoc, and consistent fire, quite a bit of hit points on that CYA side in the blue.
Well, T32 is going to play that hold down game. I want somebody to make a screenshot of this. Good Russian in a T32.
Oh wow, this is a nice bold move. Call Me PJ runs into a rock, but they're pushing to the south on the
water side. One of my favorite approaches to mines.
It's a smart way to play. You just have to play it really well.
Play it well.
No
Punk
mistakes.
Executioner. He doesn't even know those tanks are there. He moves out. He takes a shot to the side. Valdemaros tries to return fire. And Call Me Sarge took way too much damage.
Oh,
that firefight.
That hurts. Now there's T32s up towards the hill. They have shots back towards the water side. With that, Wreak Havoc is putting themselves in a very dangerous position. They're just teetering on death with these 1390s. All that has to happen is the T32s get to the high enough ground, and they've got free damage into these 1390s all day. Now, Kraft Lawrence, Squirrel Tag, they're incredibly important right now. They need to make a move. They have to make the proper push to really set the balance in favor of Wreak Havoc. Wreak Havoc knows how to play mines. I know that Call Me Sarge has spent days on this map. He knows how to play this. He should know the call. And yes, that looks like it's getting towards the right answer, moving everyone up to the rocks, getting cover from the east side position so that they can begin pinching down on Punk Executor.
And Punk gets another shot against Call Me Sarge. Call Me Sarge was too high on that shell. It's a miss.
Kaiser Soze needs to make something happen, but Good Russian is now spotted. The cover from CYA is beautiful. They've got this great high ground in the 4 line with those T-32s, and with Valdemaris and Punk Executor, they're pinning those 1390s from being able to pull out. They can't escape. Good Russian, though, will take a shell. Kaiser Soze sniping him out. Maybe going for a second one, does, but does not connect with that one.
These T-32s have really moved up.
Yeah.
And from far away, Westbam 990 could get a shot on one of the tanks from Wreak Havoc peeking up to try to get another hit on the 1390s to the south. But Wreak Havoc, they are really pinned. And where are the
T1s from Wreak Havoc?
Punk Executor takes a hit.
Yeah, the T1s from Wreak Havoc are all the way in Alpha 4. Tevix at the base. Unknown, oh, Tevix out at the east. Unknown one at the base. They're just covering the backfield, making sure nothing sneaky's coming along. The thing is about Wreak Havoc's push, it kind of ran out of steam way sooner than it should have. Now they're trying to slow play it out. But I feel like there's a lot of risk in this, especially if Good Russian and Westbam play it very smart and get into good positions. Look at that Good Russian trying to get a shot onto Kaiser Soze. Hits dirt, but he can just keep putting shells out all day towards Kaiser's position, and eventually 1 or 2 of those are just going to sink right into that 1390.
Well, they're sending Jet Pod 90 up to the hill, and I would prefer that the IS-3s, or excuse me, the T1s on CYA move to the east, clear out the expected T1 that's up there for scouting, and then go from there. And if they're able to continue to clear and inch forward using the cover from Delta 8 and 9 over to Bravo,
Valdemaris,
Charlie 5 and 6.
Nice damage into Kaiser Soze. One more shell should take him down, and there he goes. Valdemaris, smart move, and just great job by him. That's going to actually really hurt Wreak Havoc. They are now down a whole tier 8. Not a whole lot of damage onto any single tank of CYA. Punk Executor's a little bit low, but with this kind of a league, Wreak Havoc needs to make a push. They have to kill one of these 1390s. If they don't do it soon, you're going to see a reload from Valdemaris, and he's just going to be able to kill PJ or Sarge. It's just a matter of time now for CYA to shut this down.
Valdemaris is the only one scouted. Finishing my thought from earlier is the T1s can sweep to the east, clear out, kill the other T1s defending, and then put flag capture, or flag cap pressure.
They just have to actually...
on Wreak Havoc.
Yeah, they have to actually find them first. Tevix is in a great position. He will spot the T1 before the T1 spots him if he moves up.
Yeah, which is why you bring 2 at a time.
Yeah, maybe, but you just might lose 1 and then you'll trade out, but then you have to win another T1 fight, which you might start at a disadvantage. Unknown one is in a great position. You can approach from a blind spot, but the thing is, it's probably not gonna work so great.
Oh, call me Sergeant, call me PJ, are really stuck. Still in the same spot.
I'm waiting for Punk Executor to move up or something.
Oh, he's staying right where he is.
He could move around. Or maybe Romstar. Romstar hasn't really been doing anything this whole battle. He's just kind of sitting there. Just taking a little damage here.
Romstar's in the bushes. I think he's the last line of defense for the south. In case those 1390s are able to whip around through the beachhead. But still, Punk Executor and Valdemaris would have spotted them by now.
What are the T-32s doing?
They're going north.
What?
T-32s are going to the north. Good Russian.
There we go.
This is the play you guys need to make.
Unknown one will spot this out. Good Russian is lit. Westbam is lit. They know there's a T1 out here. T-69s, Kraft Lawrence, Squirrel Tag are going to be able to look towards the north. That actually might be the right distraction for a push in the south from CYA if they can get Romstar across the water. Doesn't look like Squirrel Tag's going to want to. T-32s.
Oh, go for the flag cap.
No. You're just going to take damage from the T-69s.
Oh,
they're going to cross.
Pushing. Okay.
And now it looks like Squirrel Tag knows the answer. Push forward, Kraft Lawrence does he, but Valdemaris is getting free damage yet again into these 1390s. Call me PJ is very low now. Squirrel Tag peeks up, finds Punk, connects, gets the kill. Romstar shows up, and they're going to begin trading, but now Wreak Havoc is at an advantage in this fight.
Romstar is going to get pounced upon for 512 damage. Another shot. Volley of 794, and he falls. Valdemaris is now on his own to the south. The T-32s have got to move faster.
And Valdemaris is just getting wrecked. He gets one last shell into PJ, but PJ is going to slip into cover. He does not. Oh, one more shell out, but no.
Everybody,
no
I think, is reloading. Oh, so call me Sarge.
Oh, T-32s to the rescue, and there goes Call Me PJ. T-32's coming in while everyone is reloading. They might be able to make this happen. There's so many hit points here, and T-69s are not the most effective tank against T-32s. They just have to keep going forward, keep trucking along, and they can make it happen.
T1s from CYA are going to have to make something happen for them, as well as they're going to move all the way to the north, and the defensive play from the other T1s now moving to their flag cap. 3-on-2 auto loaders versus the consistent fire.
They're reloaded though. There's so much damage waiting to happen. Just good focused fire from the T-32s and a little bit of blocking should do it. Westbam needs to get in front of good rush, but Squirrel Tag doesn't even care. Drives out in the open, may be able to get it. Actually, Call Me Sarge might be able to finish him off, and he does. Now only a single tier 8 versus these 3 auto loaders.
Call Me Sarge super low. Does Call Me Sarge have any shots left?
Yeah, yes, he must. He must have some shells. But Kraft Lawrence is going to be reloaded in just a second, and he's going to be able to put free damage in there.
Oh, Call Me Sarge, I think, is on the reload. Nope, fires, gets a side of Westbam. Squirrel Tag from up above. One more shot, and Westbam's going to fall. T1 still left alive to the north. Now they're finally putting flag cap pressure up there. But these 1390s, one 1390, 2 T69s will move up there very quickly.
Now, Call Me Sarge is at 53 hit points.
But remember, what we saw with Hammer Time,
oh.
If these T1s can dodge a charging T69, they could still win this.
Possible.
Minute and 28 seconds left.
If they juke Sarge, they just might be able to kill him, actually. And
T1s have got to stay in this fight. They mentally have got to understand that they can kill that first tank coming up.
And they're not in positions though to dodge. Not from the angle Call Me Sarge is going to be coming from.
Nope. Here he comes. 6 seconds left. Call Me Sarge around the corner. Misses a shot. Crazy haul. Another shot missed. Base has been captured. CYA gets the capture and the point on the board. You can't count out those T1s. You cannot count out those T1s. Call Me Sarge missed 2 shots. Oh, it looks like he killed both the tanks.
No, it's still. Oh, wow.
No, he killed both the tanks, so they actually win. That's a win for Wreak Havoc.
Yeah.
I thought there wasn't gonna be enough time. I didn't think he had that many shots left, but he's able to kill both the tanks, and he gets the win.
After he missed both those shells, I didn't think he was gonna connect the rest of them. So I was like, Sarge, okay, you're just gonna miss.
I didn't think it any more. I mean, I looked and I thought I had counted 6.
Okay, so there's the miss. First one. Second one's gonna actually hit tracks. That one hits tracks.
Jeez.
Right there. But base capture.
All right.
Then he gets the kill. Now the cap. Now there's an extended amount of time in the battle.
7 seconds, and he gets it. Okay.
Yep.
So, detailing what the rule is, if that base captured line is there, your tanks still have to survive. If all your tanks are killed, even though you captured the base, it's a win for the enemy team, the team that killed all the tanks.
Exactly.
That's how it works.
It's just you don't expect it to happen because it almost never actually happens. No one ever gets the kills and the cap with back and forth like that. It's so rare. I'm actually amazed that actually was. Wow.
The T1s weren't fully utilized at all by CYA.
Yeah,
they could have charged. I understand where the T-32s were coming from, but then they hesitated when they went around the block. One of them could have went further north, killed the T1, cleared the way for the other T1s, or the T1s could have went with them and then cleared the way for the flag cap. And then once the T-32s came down, you have 2 points of pressure. The T-32s coming to the south to deal with the T-69s and the 5100s, and then the T1s on the flag capture.
Yep, that was a team like Nuck understood that. A team like CYA should understand that. Wreak Havoc had trouble in the last one. Hard to tell if they do, but it's just little things like that. You have to do multiple objectives is what it is. Cap and kill, same time. If you can make it happen, it's so much better for you.
And we are still in the qualifiers, so these teams are battling teams that are maybe at the same level when it comes to experience or understanding of fundamentals of the game, but the qualifiers were open to any and all that signed up. And so the assessment that Rukel and I make is not to belittle any teams here that are playing, but to help elevate the skill level for any of these teams if they hope to accomplish 4th, 3rd, 2nd, or 1st place in the Gold League for World of Tanks in North America.
I have to note I am a bit harsh, though.
Oh, it's okay, because I can be
just
harsher.
A little bit.
All right, here we go. Battle number 3 is going to take place on Himmelsdorf. What do we have for tanks?
For tanks, 2 5100s, 3 IS-3s for the side of Wreak Havoc. CYA, 2 5100s, 3 IS-3s. Identical lineups. Let's see who can execute.
Following Punk Executor. I could have used this guy in high school. He's going up towards the hillside.
Choo choo.
How many people did you have in your graduating class? High school.
A few hundred. I actually don't remember the exact number.
Okay. I remember my exact number because it was 72.
That's probably why. It's enough that you actually. It's a tiny class.
It's not enough. Yeah.
It's so tiny, you probably actually knew everyone in your graduating class.
Yes, I could name 95% of everyone first name. My graduating class.
And then some people by strange nickname.
Yeah, or I had no classes with them, or they went to a vocational school for half the time, and so I remember talking to them once or twice, but I didn't remember their name, but I knew their face. So, long time ago, man. My 10-year reunion is coming up. Wow. Well, I mean, I graduated 10 years ago this month.
Are you gonna go?
I think so. It's gonna happen in the fall. We'll be really busy with tanks, of course, but
Yeah, maybe you can make some time.
if I can make some time, I'd like to go. I need to try to make some time.
Or you can be super cool. Send the intern there with an iPad or something, and then Skype into the reunion with an intern holding the tablet.
No, it's not the same thing.
We can really do that.
I've been informed by our technical director that we can do that, but
Duh.
no.
You would seem pretty cool. You just show up in a suit, right? You're wearing a suit, and you're just sitting there like, I'm just too important to show up at this reunion now. I'm that cool. You'll impress everyone. And that's the whole point of a reunion, isn't it? To absolutely blow everyone else away that you were jealous of in high school.
Possibly. T1 positioning here, as you can see in our picture-in-picture. They're not going to engage yet, but they do see each other.
Soon TM.
Soon TM, the engagement can happen. All right, so Wreak Havoc and CYA, the assessment from Mines is that Call Me Sarge and the rest of his squad of 1390s got just totally stopped in their tracks on the water side. And CYA with their T-32s were almost to the rescue.
Not quite.
But not quite. Not enough. Not enough.
Well, I'm waiting for a T1 to make a mistake. Tevix might be spotted. Valdemaris, you've got the shot.
And only one hits.
Wow, that was... Oh, that's Jet with the shot, but Valdemaris down below, you've got it. You've almost got it. I'm amazed that neither of them were managing to connect. That was absolutely phenomenal.
It was where the hill was and where they were shooting.
It's just like, I don't know, there's just silly comedy shoot-offs where everyone's like 2 feet away and they're just like blowing shots left and right.
Yeah, where you shoot from cover and it's not very accurate. All right, here comes Jet.
Do it again.
Tevix is falling back.
Here's Sarge. Sarge is spotted.
Oh, well, that's going to leave the other 5100s here.
Are they going to back off? Are they going to aggress?
They're going to dance. They're not going to do much.
The tank dance back and forth.
Yeah.
Little crab dance.
Little. I didn't know it's called a crab dance.
Yeah, that's why.
Well, in Russia they call puppies crabbies, right?
Yeah, that's because they dance back and forth.
I see.
You know, because crabs don't go, just forward or backward. They go side to side. And so the little motion of tanks going back and forth all day.
The philosophy of internet call signs and tags for the performance of people that play in a video game is getting deeper and deeper the older we're getting, man. Mm-hmm. And Jet falls first tank to fall. Squirrel Tag was the one that took the shot. Westbam and Punk Executor are now going to return fire. Call Me Sarge lands a hit against Punk Executor, as Punk Executor was able to shoot the front of Call Me Sarge. Call Me Sarge is going to fall back here. Squirrel Tag is going to stay with his battle buddy. No movement for the rest of the IS-3s at the flag cap. They're waiting for CYA.
And it doesn't look like CYA is actually going to do a whole lot yet. I think they want to kind of push Wreak Havoc off the hill, but I don't see how they're going to do it. They have a low ground situation. Call Me Sarge has this nice high ground, easier shots into the top of that 5100. It's an advantage, though, for Wreak Havoc. And if they send tanks up to the hill while all this is happening, I'm guessing we're going to see an overmatch in just a few seconds where Wreak Havoc's just going to jump all over this. I'm looking at tanks going towards the hill. It looks like Call Me PJ, Kaiser Soze are on the way up. And with that, I'm expecting CYA, if they keep those 5100s there, it's going to be a slaughter.
Man, I'm excited to see a full hill play coming out of a team past the 5-minute mark. Once those IS-3s get up there, they can circle that castle. That's 2 areas of approach, and that's going to be a big crossfire against these 5100s. And do they spot any of them? No, they just see the one tank in the front, call me Sarge. He's going to try to cover the approach. IS-3s have stopped at the crest of the hill, though. They're losing time. 4 minutes and 25 seconds.
Sarge needs to put West Bam back into a def.
CYA is now moving.
Oh, they're going to move back. This timing, is this going to be like a cap fast from CYA, baiting out tanks on the hill and then going for the cap?
Oh, it could be.
This is just next level.
Those IS-3s took too long from hesitation to try to move against the 5100s. They have one tank, unknown one is a T1. Going to be able to scout these tanks getting closer to the flag cap.
Oh, they know. They know. CYA knows. And here's the thing. They know Wreak Havoc is going up to the hill. They're like, okay, we're going to pull back at the last possible second when they're all grouped up getting up here. Put some tanks on cap. 5100s are going to screen the cap. And it's going to be 33 seconds to win. That's it.
33 seconds? 33 second mark?
Yeah, just about.
That's what you're calling? All right.
It's
There's
over.
unknown one. He spots one of the tanks.
The T1 has to stop cap. If not, Kraft Lawrence. But the thing is, I think Kraft Lawrence dies horribly in a few seconds as he crosses in the open. Like that's what I'm predicting. Punk Executor, can he make the shot? Does, but does not get the track. That's what you needed to get. That would have guaranteed victory for CYA.
T1 couldn't get it.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And that's base captured.
And Kraft Lawrence not going to be able to kill these 3 tanks
Not
in that amount of time. And so now CYA is able to tie up the series 1-1 against Wreak Havoc. And we're going to move into battle number 4.
Yep.
Because we had one draw at the beginning of the series on steps.
Yep. Looking to see what the next map is. I don't know. I don't know what it is, Clutch. What do you think?
We'll have to confirm with our
just
admin.
take a guess. What do you think they would have picked?
Man, I'm going to say Abby.
You say Abby?
Wow.
I'm going to guess Prokhorovka.
Oh. Well, we're going to find out if your guess was correct or not here in a couple seconds. Also, the technical director just informed us in our ear. Right when, as you can see, I want to see a replay of Randall's smile. You know what I think? Prokhorovka. That's right when it happened, guys. Right when it happened in our ear. Prokhorovka will be the next
Dude,
map.
Mike is my battle buddy, man. He knows. He knows. He can just throw that stuff in my ear, and I'll just be like, I'm right. I'm right now. Yeah. I got the perfect guess.
What's funny, too, is that he could have just told you and not me.
He could have.
IFBs work.
Magic, man.
And then you would have told me, hey, guess, and I would have said Abby. You would have said Prokhorovka, and you would have been right.
Mm-hmm.
Bragging rights for all eternity. I would have been wrong, and you would have kept that secret, which is why secrets are powerful.
You know another secret? 60-second countdown started.
All right. See how I tied that in? You see where I started? I planted the seed talking about secrets, and then I found the analogy of how it works in real life, guys. So deep. So deep.
You just need to write the next Ruse Clues, man.
Possibly. We've been writing a lot of segments. I'm looking forward to filming a lot of them. They're going to be fun.
Soon TM, everyone.
It's going to be fun. Yeah, we have a lot of good things in store for the season to help tell the stories of all the players, all the team captains, and to really see how these guys are different, but also how to see so many things are kind of the same on approaches, tactical practice, the amount of time spent to dedicate themselves to get better at the game, how to overcome challenges amongst themselves before they can try to tackle challenges against their opponents. That's one of the coolest things about World of Tanks 2 is the strategy execution of this game takes a lot of practice over and over and over again to get it together as the team itself. And once you have it together as a team cohesively, that's when you can try to train and practice and have scrimmages against other teams as they bring their tactical strategies to the battlefield of World of Tanks. Battle number 4 is almost ready on Prokhorovka. What do we have for tanks?
Looking at the tanks, I see a Pershing, 2 T-69s, 2 1390s for the side of Wreak Havoc CYA, bringing 2 Pershings and 3 1390s.
Tied up series 1-1. Battle number 4. If this becomes another draw, it means we'll have a battle number 5, and if that becomes another draw,
tiebreaker.
Go to the tiebreaker map.
I think it's Siegfried Line.
Siegfried Line this week for the assault. Did you mention that yesterday? We've only gone to the assault map once so far in the qualifiers. That was Bomb Squad versus Game Over.
I think there was another one actually that was not broadcasted.
broadcasted?
Yeah, and it was the opposite result, the attacker one.
Would you rather be an attacker or defender?
I'd prefer attacker. However, I'm worried about the spawn positions on Corellia, because the Corellia ones are so split. Actually, Siegfried line is a little bit potentially split on those spawn positions. Call me Sarge, though, taking damage at the beginning of this.
Shot fired from Valdemarus, 1980, and Squirrel Tag takes a hit from Punk Executor. Kraft Lawrence misses a shot.
Just throws it out there. Don't even think he was looking down enough. He just kind of fired.
Yeah.
Off into somewhere land.
And now begins a bit of the standstill that we see on Pro Rovka after the initial shots. Oh, wow. Nice shot from Kraft, hitting the T1. Did it even see him?
Yes, he was spotted earlier. He went dark, I think, or he may have been spotted again, but for a long time, I think he was just dancing up there as his little T1, just trying to stay alive, but without really anywhere to run away to. So eventually, someone was bound to just peek up, see him again, and blow him away.
Well, the two Pershings are going to stay in this section, but we've seen this play before, and the team from the north surrounded them, got the kills, and then moved on to engage in the tanks further to the south. But speaking of tanks further to the south, checking out Romstar in the AMX 1390. Webbam, well, he's heading the opposite direction towards Crazy Hot Hole, and Jet, he's the one in the bushes next to the flag cap, scouting the defense. A little bit of back and forth possibly between Valdemarus and Punk, but they're not going to give up that section of the map anytime soon.
Yep. And it looks like Wreak Havoc, though, has such a strong position in the mid. It's going to be hard for CYA to make a strong push anywhere. They're going to be forced to be defensive this whole battle, I think. And if they decide to go up and over the middle, right into the bowl, I think it's going to be risky. A one-line push could work, maybe, but it's a matter of Wreak Havoc has more middle control right now. There's actually, oh wow, one-line push. Okay, Westbam, Crazy Hot Hole, moving up the one-line. Unknown one is spotted. He spots them, though. And because of that, we're actually going to see Kaiser Soze taking a lot of damage in the backfield as he goes down. First tier 8 down on Wreak Havoc's side. Call Me Sod, Squirrel Tag are going to push over at the same time and go for Punk Executor and Valdemarus, but they might be walking into fire themselves. Westbam, Crazy Hot Hole, just getting to put free damage into the side of these T8. Squirrel Tag tracked in the open, missed shots, but he's dead. That's 2 tier 8s down, and even though this is now a 3v1 just below there, I think they're going to waste all their shells. This is going to be an easy comeback for CYA.
Pug Executor getting unloaded by the T69s. A little bit of a bounce on one of them. Call Me PJ almost ready for the last shot. He gets it. Crazy Hot Hole moves in. He's going to focus on Call Me Sarge, the lowest HP tank. Crazy Hot Hole is going to be out of shots soon here. Romstar and Westbam actually wasted a shot. They both shot the T1 at the same time, and one of them could have held the shot, and that could definitely play a difference here. And one more tank falls on the side of Wreak Havoc. CYA is pushing up even more against Kraft Lawrence. They're not going to let this guy go. Crazy Hot Hole is reloading. Kraft down to one more shot, and he falls. T1 from far away, focusing on Crazy Hot Hole. 2 tanks still left alive. Call Me PJ and Tevix. Tevix heading a little bit north here at a diagonal slant. Not enough time for him to escape. Crazy Hot Hole waits. He's reloaded. Fires. Misses. Romstar pushes up. Stops. Nice hit from Crazy. Romstar and Crazy.
One more.
And they are able to get it. Westbam had moved further south to help. And a good tactical play. He's not going to line up with the rest of Romstar or Crazy Hot Hole, but he's going to move further south and then stop.
Does Tevix know he's spotted?
I don't think so.
Well, he is.
No, he's going to hide behind that rock, and he's going to duke it out as best he can against these 1390s.
Best of luck to you, Tevix.
And he's going to die in 3 seconds.
May the RNG ever be in your favor.
1. Dead.
They just looked at him for a second.
CYA brings up the tally 2-1 against Wreak Havoc. And battle number 5, CYA is in a position where they can camp. And this is going to be Wreak Havoc's game to win. Tough position to be in. We'll have to wait for our admin to confirm with us which map is going to be battle number 5. And man, this could be the end for Wreak Havoc here.
Did you expect them to just not quite perform as well as CYA? I didn't expect this much
No,
from CYA.
well, CYA is a team that is from Russia and lost to Refuse to Die. It's pretty much the only notes we have on them so far. I've reached out to all the teams, and a lot of them responded. A lot of the guys that did respond are no longer in the qualifiers anymore. But this is a mysterious team a little bit, but that's pretty much all we know. And if this is a continuation of what we've seen in the Russian dominance over in the World of Tanks Russian League or even the European League, then this could be a complete dark horse team. Someone that came out of nowhere.
Maybe, but they're gonna have to really up their game if they want to compete in the gold. Right now, it's pretty good. Like it's not bad.
They lost
but
to
it's
Refuse
not...
to Die, so they're not.
Yeah.
They can be defeated. They can bleed for sure. Man, wreak havoc. They're gonna have to pull something out here. Abby.
Oh.
As the map choice. There's the vibes I was getting about Abby.
Oh, now I know why you guessed it. Close. Close.
This is going to be really tough for Wreak Havoc. They're going to have to go for or do we move somewhere else? Anyways, it's up for these teams to decide. It's up to us to tell you that story of what they decide. Randall, what do they have for tanks?
For tanks, 2 5100s, a Pershing, 2 1390s against 2 5100s, 2 IS-3s, and a single 1390 man.
5100s.
Dude,
okay.
Just all they have to do is go to the southwest, get up on the high ground, and they've got it won. That's all CYA has to do. That's all the answer they need to Abby. They can try to go for a fast cap, Wreak Havoc can, but no, it's not going to happen.
Operation,
not if they play it smart.
Operation No. That's what's going to happen here. All right, let's follow these 5100s, Punk Executor and Romstar. They're in the southwest corner.
And Call Me Sarge, right in the middle, in the Abbey. Looks like they're going to try and do something on the west side. Call Me PJ leading the way there. Behind him, Crap Lawrence, Kaiser Soze, Scroll Tag. That's 4 tanks, right? 4 tanks, one of them a light tank, 1390, and they've got Sarge in the middle. What are they going to run into on the southwest?
Punk Executor in a 5100. Valdemaro's 1980 in an IS-3. Romstar in a 5100, and Crazy Hahol, who has taken damage in an IS-3.
I don't think Wreak Havoc can take that on.
I don't think they can take it on either, but they're going to have to make a decision fast.
It looks like
the 5100s are actually looking the opposite way here. IS-3s coming down. Valdemarus.
Here they come.
Is he going to be caught off guard?
They know.
Take a shot.
First 2 connections. Kaiser Soze down to half health. And now Kaiser Soze is almost dead. One more shell and he'll go down. Puck Executor almost dead, but a missed shot will keep him alive just a little longer. Squirrel Tag though is burning. And he will go down in just a moment. Kraft Lawrence also almost dead. This is just an easy slaughter for CYA. 2 tanks die simultaneously. Now PJ, Call Me Sarge are the only 2 left.
Valdemaros pushes in and stops Call Me PJ from backing up. Nice usage of the IS-3. And they're going to pin him up against the wall. He can't even turn towards him. Missed shot from Crazy Haho though. And a nice crash damage sandwiched in between Romstar and Valdemaros. Get that kill. Call Me Sarge, an unknown one. Last 2 tanks left alive. The last hope for Wreak Havoc. Every tank still alive except for one. Punk Executor from CYA. Oh, no, another tank has fallen. That was the T1.
It was a brave move by Wreak Havoc, but Call Me Sarge not being in the fight at all, trying to push in on 2 IS-3s and 2 5100s with a lighter lineup. It's just not going to happen. There's not enough health, not enough alpha. You've got the potential damage there, but CYA has so much more potential at the beginning of that fight. And now Call Me Sarge can try to, draw this out somehow with 7 minutes left, but
no.
it's far-fetched.
No, I mean, it's going to take them at most 1 minute and 45 seconds to get to the flag cap to the north. They have 4 tanks still left alive. Complete dominance. Call Me Sarge, he could go for guerrilla type tactic flag resets. That is a possibility.
He's found by Westbam, who is actually not going to deal any damage to him yet. There's finally a shell that connects. He's going to have to back down. Call Me Sarge is at 610, while Westbam is down to 258. He's 2 shells away for Sarge unless he lights on fire. But backup should be on the way. Where is everyone else?
They're going up the middle. They're not getting involved in this engagement. Missed shot from Westbam.
Call Me Sarge is going to be able to jump on him. Easy time.
West Bam's gonna. Oh, is he gonna drown?
No, not
No.
quite. He'll be okay. Sarge is going to actually run away. He's going to actually play this one out in a pretty interesting manner, because if he runs away, what's going to happen to CYA, who may have been on the way, some of the tanks are not going to be able to catch him.
None of them are on the way. They're all going to the flag cap.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Smart play.
I like it. Sarge is going to have to go back to cap. He's got a minute and 20 seconds left. And it doesn't look like 1390's going to be able to catch him. What about 5100, IS3? Anybody on the way?
They're all towards the flag cap. Valdemarus in the IS3, Crazy Hot Hole, and Romstar are there. West Bam was the one that was involved in that skirmish, and good Russian. He is...
Oh, Call Me Sarge fires on the move, actually. Gets himself spotted. Fires again. No connection.
Missed shot from Valdemarus. 5 seconds left for the flag cap and for CYA to move on in the qualifiers. Base has been captured, and they are able to defeat Wreak Havoc.
Big
Southwest, man.
It's the thing about Abby. If you want to play defensively, it's not a big problem. Your opponent can try and fast cap you, but if you play it right, you can just shut that cast cap down. No real issues.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just Abby has that kind of defensive answer. I feel you can defeat it, but a more competent enemy will probably win 90% of the time. 10% of the time you can get lucky, but
this is the biggest upset I think we've seen in the qualifiers so far.
Yeah, I did not.
For Season 4. I don't think a lot of people really guessed this, because Wreak Havoc is a more established team, name-wise at least, in the Gold League, in the WGL NA. CYA is clawing their way to the top. They're one step closer to making it to be our 16th team. And our next matchup is going to be Fun Gaming versus Warriors Gaming. We're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, the third match of the night will be underway. Stay tuned. You're watching Qualifier 2.